Newton's Apple is made possible by a grant from 3M, the company where creative people find ways to make our world even better. 3M, innovation.
Hi, I'm Dave Huddleston. Welcome to Newton's Apple and our salute to engineers. Engineers use science and technology to solve problems and turn ideas into reality. They contribute to our health, our comfort, and our safety. Consider airbags. They're designed to help protect you from injury if you get into a car accident. But how can a balloon packed into a tiny compartment in the dashboard or the steering wheel possibly work to save lives? David Heil found out by talking to a real-life crash test dummy.
We're getting ready to answer a question from Sally Nemeth from Brooklyn, New York, who writes, I know the answer may be obvious, but how do safety belts save you in a car crash? And do airbags do a better job? Well, Sally, rather than have you experiment with your own car, I've been strapped into this nifty little gizmo called a convincer.
So, David, what do you think about seatbelts?
Oh, well, I wasn't quite ready for that, Jack.
No, you're never ready for an accident. Otherwise, it wouldn't be an accident. You know.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah. I should introduce you. This is one of our resident physics experts, Jack Netlin. How fast was I going there, Jack? That was quite a jolt.
Well, you were going about 7 or 8 miles an hour. And what you're feeling, though, is really the result of a thing we call momentum.
Momentum, that's what I'm feeling. Okay,
yeah.
Somehow I sense another physics demonstration coming up.
Right you are, David. I got something to show you. Let's take a look over here.
Okay.
Yeah, momentum is what tends to make an object continue with its present speed and direction.
So once it's moving, it's going to keep moving in that same direction.
Exactly right. Now, we've got a little cart here that's built kind of special. If you'll flip that little lever underneath there, kind of twist it. There you go.
There's a rubber ball in there, Jack.
There it is. Now, you can click that back down in there again.
It's on a spring here. Okay.
And reset it like that. Good.
Now what?
Now, we're going to push that through this tunnel, and it will let the ball go right over here, and we'll watch what happens to it as it continues on. Go ahead.
All right, you ready?
All right, just like that, comes up, and there it is.
Look at that. It just went right over the tunnel and bounced right back into the cup. That's
sure.
If the car were to stop, though, Jack...
Yeah, underneath
this
here.
implies that if that ball were a passenger, the car gets stopped somewhere in the tunnel, the passenger just goes right through the windshield,
Exactly right, unless there's something which will stop that passenger. So what we have here is a demonstration of a car hitting a wall at 35 miles an hour.
Major force on impact.
Major force. But notice, as in slow motion, you can see it takes time for that front end to crunch up like that.
Not a whole lot of time, but it does take some time. Now, are those dummies wearing seatbelts there?
Yes, they are. They're being restrained by the seatbelts, and that gives them the time also necessary to reduce the force that's put on their body.
Okay, when you say the force that's put on their body, how much force are they experiencing if they have their seatbelts on?
Well, it's something like 2,000 to 3,000 pounds.
And you call that a reduction? That still sounds like a lot of force to me.
Well, if you consider what it would be without those, you're talking now 10,000 to 15,000 pounds.
No kidding. So just by wearing the seatbelt, we've brought that force on impact for the passenger down to 1/5 what it would be without.
As much, that's right. And that makes a big difference in how much injury there is.
And all that just over a short period of time difference.
Exactly right. Why don't you go down there now? I had a demonstration of this, and I'm going to throw some eggs at you, okay?
You're going to throw some eggs at me, Jack?
Take
Wait a minute.
bowl, and first I want you to hold it rigid. Now, this is what it's like without a seatbelt. Yeah.
Just what I thought it would do, Jack. It's shattered the egg.
Yeah. Now, this time, take that other bowl, and then go with it now. Reduce the force by changing the length of time. Okay?
Glide with the egg toss.
Glide with the egg. Here we go. Here's the seatbelt, saving your life.
Well, we cracked it, but it isn't smashed.
That's right, and that's a whole lot better.
Okay. So basically what the seatbelt's doing in the case of a passenger in a car is it's serving this glide role.
To increase the time.
Helping the passenger sort of glide with the accident just for a moment.
Yeah.
And that reduces the force.
Exactly correct. And now with the new airbag technology, why you can increase that time even more and also spread the force over a larger area.
This is great, Jack. You've just provided the segue into the second half of this question, which has to do with airbag technology. Thanks.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to take a look at this myself. I'm going to join the audience now and see what happens.
Sounds good. Thanks again, Jack.
Okay.
Our next guest really put his life on the line for airbag technology. You may have seen this commercial by a major car company in which a driver takes over where the crash dummies leave off. Now watch this. He drives straight into a steel wall. The airbag opens, and wow, not a scratch. Isn't that incredible? Here to explain airbag technology is, in fact, that very driver. He's a professional stunt driver and spokesperson for Morton International, Roger Richmond. Welcome to the studio, Roger.
Hi, David.
All right, my first question, everybody else's first question is, what's it feel like to drive a car into a steel wall?
Well, it's not something I recommend you do.
Makes sense to me. All right. Why did you do it?
Well, that's what I do for a living. I crash cars for a living. Stunt
Boy, you're
driver.
very carefree about this, right? You must have a lot of faith in airbag technology.
Well, I do. Let me show you why. We've got some components over here.
Oh, so Roger, is this one of the airbags right here? But it's
Yeah.
deflated, huh?
Yeah, deflated.
Okay.
This is a coated nylon bag,
And what's it fill up with?
nitrogen gas.
Same nitrogen we breathe in the atmosphere,
80% of what we breathe is nitrogen.
huh? So where does nitrogen gas come from behind our dash?
Well, this inflator, which is tied into this whole module, has these pellets in it, and this chemical is sodium azide. And when sodium azide burns, it burns very rapidly, and it gives off nitrogen gas.
So where is this sodium azide stored in the car?
See that?
Oh, this is right inside the steering wheel.
Right.
Really close to you then, isn't it?
Exactly. And the bag comes straight out from there.
And where's the bag inside there now?
Well, you can see it. It's all folded up right there.
Just like a parachute, just puts
Exactly,
right in there.
just like a parachute.
Now, what sets this whole reaction off?
Well, the system has several sensors in the front of the car, and they detect a crash of over 10 miles an hour, and they send a signal to the chemical. The chemical is ignited, and the bag comes
The
out.
bag fills up. Can this thing just happen to us by accident going down the
No,
highway?
no. The system will only activate when the sensors detect an impact of over 10 miles an hour.
So it's got a built-in checks and balance.
Exactly.
All right, Roger, let's imagine this for a minute. The bag fills up. It's all in front of my face. I can't drive anymore. Now what happens?
Well, that's not exactly what happens because you've got these vents, and as soon as the bag inflates, the vents open, it starts to deflate. Also, that allows you to hit the bag when it's a bit softer, so it's gentler.
This is
Slow.
great. There's a great design to this. This is fabulous. Okay. How long does this whole thing take from moment of sensor to bag filling
Well,
and
actually,
deflating?
the bag inflates in a 20th of a second. That'll give you an idea, which is faster than you can blink.
Ooh, this is really hard to believe.
Well, I've got something that's going to convince you.
Okay. Wait a minute, Roger. I'm not going to run this into a wall, am I?
You don't have to. I did that already. Actually, for the purpose of this demonstration, we went around the circuitry, and I'm going to set it off from back here, manually.
Okay, what's the first step then?
First step is always put on your safety belt,
Ah, good
even in a
thinking.
car that has an airbag system. It's very important.
It's good to be safe, especially in situations like this. Okay, I guess I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I guess I'm
okay.
ready.
The thing to imagine then is you're coming right up at the wall, and here we go. Would you like to see it again?
I don't think I saw it the first time. Now look at that. The thing is completely exploded before I even react.
Right. Now, if that were an actual crash situation, of course, you would go forward into the bag. The bag would slow you down. It would be there waiting for you.
Now what all this smoke there? I'm fogging away here.
Well, actually, it's not smoke. It's talcum powder. They pack the bag in talcum powder so it deploys properly.
So it's really not a problem. It's all gone now, I guess,
exactly.
isn't it? Whew. Well, Roger, I got to admit, I'm fully convinced. Thank you so much for the explanation.
Oh, it was
on
my pleasure.
Airbag technology.
Glad to be here.
I'm going to just take a moment to regain my composure, I think. We'll be right back.